Hello and welcome to the Dog Savant podcast. Today is episode 77. My name is Brett Endies. I am the host. I am a professional dog trainer for 25 years. The purpose of this podcast is to share my accumulated experience as a professional dog trainer to help you if you are a dog owner who is in need of training or experiencing problem behaviors. If you are a client and you'd like to supplement the work we're doing in the real world, and if you're anyone who's interested in the life of a professional dog trainer, this podcast is for you. Welcome. Today is April 4th, 2020. We are currently going through the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. It's a thing. I haven't worked in about a month now, so I'm doing more content, got a little more time on my hands and putting things out there related to the situation, my experience going through the situation, and hopefully helping you with your dog if you are challenged by your limitations and your ability to get your dog out, socialize, exercise, and enjoy life. We're missing out, and it really, really sucks. Nonetheless, trying to give you content, trying to put something out there to help as best I can. I actually just got done with a FaceTime session. It was great. I've been doing a few of them. I had 3 this week actually, and I'm dialing it in. I'm getting the hang of this. It's like I said, it's a little different than the real world, but I'm getting it to apply. I mean, these people are definitely taking away what is needed from even when we were doing sessions in the real world for a long time. So I can get this going here. What I'd like to see if I can do is a version of it on a phone with people, like when they're maybe on a walk, because this dog that I just work with, I was a rescue dog. They haven't had too long. Pretty chilled. She didn't seem too crazy around the house, a little hypervigilant, worked on some place training, taught him how to teach the heel and some focus on the walk. I told them they got to practice this, but next session I'd really like to get out there, when it's on your phone, and maybe you can, do the camera back and forth so I can see what you're encountering and then coach you through this, just to make it as applied as possible. So I don't know, I think I've mentioned I'm living pretty much in the sticks right now till this passes at my place in Colorado, high in the mountains. So I know I can just get out my door and walk anywhere I want because I'm not going to see anyone anyway. But here, I don't know if you have to you're not allowed within a certain rate. I don't know in LA how it's been where most of my clients are. But nonetheless, I'm sure there's ways. But anything, I tell people, even if it's just across the street, you just need to have them see a dog, sit, focus, not react. Or if it's a puppy, just let them see with their eyes, let them smell, get as close as you can. Even if you don't have that physical contact, it's something. It's better than holding them up in the house, and 6 months from now, hopefully not that long, we finally re-enter society, and now your dog's, what is that? It's like an alien they're experiencing. So you got to socialize, and that's what I want to work on in some of these FaceTime sessions. So I talked about it last time. I'm doing FaceTime sessions, whether you're in my local areas of Los Angeles or Colorado, or you are anywhere in the world. I can help you. If you need dog training, if you'd like to work with me, I'm giving discounted rates. I'm trying to make this as user-friendly as possible, considering the circumstances we're all going through. All right, so I thought a little bit about what to talk about, because the last few podcasts, I don't think I talked much about actual training and teaching. So I've talked about it plenty of times. I always mention it, place training. I want to give another primer on this. I find that if I talk about the same subject over and over, another tidbit of info might just come out. Another way that I might explain it might help it make sense to you versus the last person. So place training. Why do we do it? It helps build obedience. It helps teach a dog how to stay put and calm and focused on a command in one location for a duration of time. And that's another thing. You're building 3Ds. You're building duration, how long the dog can do their commands, whether it be on a place or otherwise. Distance, which is how far you can develop your space between you and the dog while they're holding these commands in place or otherwise. And distractions, what's going on around them, big and little. Is it you getting up and walking away is a distraction? Well, you got to work on that and build that. So that's really, once you establish places of teaching, which I'm going to talk about first, then you want to proof it and apply it and create in real life. That's why your dog should have a good place if you're traveling, or you want your dog to sit at a cafe or Starbucks with you when we're back in the real world. You can tell I'm really missing the fucking real world. Anyway, so with place, you want to do that learn reward training. In a couple episodes back, I did talk about how to teach that. And you want to use a treat, or you want to use motivation and excitement, a squeaker toy. And you want to lure them. So you want to start from pretty close, 4, 6, 10 feet away, not too far. You want to do it in a pretty distraction-free environment. But you want to tell them place. And the treats or your excitement or your movement or a lure toy acts as a steering wheel. If you go low and move away from them, it moves them in the direction you're pulling away from them. If you want a dog to sit, you go up over their nose. If you want to turn the direction, you turn with the lure. It's really simple. And if you're consistent with that association of every time they hear place, you lure them to a target, which is a bed or a mat or a spot, and they go there, they will quickly, through learning theory, condition to when they hear place, find that spot. And then you want to build a duration commitment. So once they get to the spot, you want to teach them a sit or a down, and you want them to learn how to hold it with attention for longer periods of time. So you practice everyday life. Your dog follows you room to room too much. That's a great way to curb separation anxiety and teach your dog to be calmer and chill and just settle a little more. If your dog gets overreactive to guests, you want to do place training preemptively. Oh, we got place going because someone's on their way and you don't know it yet. Up, here's the person. Let's continue place into a sit at the door. Now let's go back to place. Or when we have a lot of company, we're going to go back to place when the guests arrive, and you're going to hold it so you know exactly what to do. You know your place is your desk in the classroom where the teacher is teaching, and you just focus on your commitment and relax and feel secure, safe, without the anxiety attached to too much assessment or responsibility for the shared situation and environment. All right, so hope that made sense. But that's really the context of place. It teaches a dog to be calmer, whether it be in general or to suit a situation like a guest coming over, or when you have workers at the house. You can do place in the yard. If your dog is flipping out at the landscapers, you can have them hang out calmly and feel that you are in control. And even if they do react, back to the place. 10 times you get up to react, back to the place. You want it more than they do, and they're going to sense that intent. My dogs listen to me because I really want them to listen, and I know it's best for them, and it's my job, and I really care about what I do, and I'm an excited person, and they can sense that, and my actions back it up. And that's how you have to have. You can't phone it in with dogs. They're too enthusiastic, and they're going to outmatch you in how much they want something that might not be best for them or you. Then you want them to commit to the training. So place training also preemptively. If it's before something happens, so the dog can be calmer. Again, you can do a moving version of place, so the dog is just calmly walking at your side while they're walking focused in the moment, and it helps them filter the experience and feel more secure and create a calm association to reactivity or leash issues or when your dog gets distracted. But a place creates calm, focus, commitment, especially around the house. And you want to do it if you have a few different rooms, have a place in different rooms. Give your dog one spot to go to instead of, do I sit here? Do I go there? Do I go on the couch? Do I follow you? Do I go close to your leg? Nope, right here. This is the command you do. That's what it's supposed to mean. Teaching, it's easy. It's the context and the understanding of where you apply it and how to apply it to the point where it replaces certain agendas in a dog that aren't going to be best for them. That's the key to place. It shouldn't be to show off. Who cares if your dog lays in a spot if they're a good dog that wants to lay in a spot anyway? It's when your dog can't sit still. It's when your dog socially is challenged, or you want to trust your dog's behaviors because we're traveling and I want my dog to just lay in place for 2 hours in the back of the car calmly without anticipating and moving and being worked up or distracting to me or anyone else around it. That's where place has the payoff. So hopefully that made some sense. I just came from a place training session, which I do a lot in my first initial meetings with a client. And I think it would help you as a foundation. It also gives a dog mental exercise. If a dog is 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there, you're peppering training and place commitment so that they're calm and focused on a command throughout the day. They're getting mentally exhausted so that on their downtime they can settle in. Exercise isn't all physical. I talk a lot about physically a dog needs exercise, but mentally they need it too. Oh, there's a fox right here crossing the road. That is awesome. That was awesome. All right, so that was a little fox distraction. That is why I love living in the mountains. Actually, last night, me and Kate were watching TV and the outside light went on. We have motion sensor. I might have talked about this in the last podcast. And yeah, it was a big old fox. It might have been the same one I just saw. Cool. And I am home. All right, guys, so Place training has value. Even if you have a well-behaved dog, it really helps build obedience and focus and attention and commands, helps apply those skills in real-life situations. And of course, if your dog has behavioral issues or anxiety or things related to too much agenda, getting overstimulated, not able to focus, not knowing what their role is in your life, the place training gives them a job, structure, direction, leadership in their everyday regiments and routines you create in the environments you share at home and otherwise. All right, guys. Oh, and I didn't ask you this time at the beginning, but at the end, don't forget, share, rate, review, subscribe, send me feedback, send me questions. I enjoy it. This is my world now. It's all virtual, so this is how I'm getting the training out there, and I figured I'd do more episodes, so let me know how I'm doing. All right, guys, stay safe.